Browns losers here at Huntington Bank Field to the Ravens, 23-16. They are now 2-8 on the season. But of course, the big story is Shedeur Sanders made his debut today. Dillon Gabriel was checked for a concussion at halftime, ruled out of the game. Shedeur Sanders comes in, takes over, and Mary Kay, it's likely that he's probably going to start against the Raiders. We'll see how that concussion protocol plays out over the week, but we know how this usually goes. So, faster than they wanted, the Shedeur Sanders era is upon us here in Cleveland.
It really is, and I do think that he is going to start that Raiders game next week because it would probably be really hard for Dillon Gabriel to make it back from the concussion protocol in time to install the game plan throughout the week. So I really do think that they'll turn it over to Shedeur Sanders, and I think he'll probably play better when he has a game plan designed for him and when he can also take some of those first team reps that he has not gotten in practice. This was the first time he did a lot of anything with a lot of these guys, including taking snaps from Ethan Posich and throwing the ball to Jerry Jeudy and all of those kinds of things. So it was tough for him to get thrown into this game cold against these Baltimore Ravens, a tough defense that's been playing really, really well. And it did not go well for him in his debut, and he was not happy about it at all. But he's ready to get back out there and try to put this one behind him.
Ashley, I felt like we got the sort of full Shedeur Sanders experience today. Didn't deal with pressure well, took some bad sacks, threw an interception, also threw a perfect ball to Gage Larvadan that the cornerback just made a great play on to break up what could have been a game-tying touchdown. I just feel like even in just these 30 minutes today, we sort of got that full Shedeur experience.
Yeah, we did. And again, you talk about entering the game in adverse or unexpected conditions. I mean, obviously playing at all was unexpected. The Browns had, surprise, more tackle issues in this game. Both Cam Robinson starting on the left side and Jack Conklin got hurt in this one, so they were shuffling KT Leviston in there and Tevin Jenkins on the right side for Jack. So there was lots of movement up front. I think that certainly helped contribute to some of the pressure issues. But yeah, it was kind of the full spectrum, right? You saw the retreating when that pressure got to him, but some nice plays by Jerry Jeudy, Harold Fannin. Obviously, I thought that throw, like you said, Dan, to Gage Larvadan in the end zone was a really well-placed ball, and maybe a different pass catcher makes that play. Unfortunate for this offense, though, to finish this one without putting a touchdown on the board.
Now, Joel Bitonio called it the story of their season, right? The offense did not produce. The defense did produce. So two guys I really want to focus on, and we'll start with the headliner, and that is Myles Garrett. Mary Kay, 4 more sacks today. Carson Schwesinger after the game was asked, does it surprise you? Does anything Myles does surprise you? He says, you think you should be surprised when a guy gets 4 sacks. You don't with Myles. Devin Bush said, look, he had 5 2 weeks ago, so he's -1 in our book today, only getting 4. Just another fantastic performance by Myles Garrett.
It really was, and he really is having his best career season, not just statistically, but in every way. It really shows me that, remember when coaches would always say about Myles, he's got more in the tank and he needs to take it. He's done that this year. He is showing everybody what he is all about. And he now, in my mind, could be one of the greatest pass rushers of all time. He's surpassing guys left and right, climbing up the leaderboards. And I do think that he's going to break the single season sack record. And by the time the season is over, that he will hold that by himself. Right now, it's tied between Michael Strahan and TJ Watt at 22.5. I think Myles is going to obliterate that.
And, Ashley, look, if you're going to go on Super Bowl Radio Row, and you're going to try and talk your way out of town, and then you're going to sign that what at the time was the richest contract by a non-quarterback in NFL history, this is what you need to do. So credit to Myles Garrett. Obviously, the season not going the way he wants it to for his team, but a credit to Myles Garrett for backing everything up and playing like he has this season.
Yeah, and I think the thing with Myles, and to Mary Kay's point about always wondering if there was more in the tank with him, what we've seen is seasons where he's played really well, but something happens and his sack numbers tail off, right? I mean, that even happened in 2023 when he did win that NFL Defensive Player of the Year, where he was fairly quiet, and obviously fairly quiet in that wild card game. So I do think this kind of production is obviously something we haven't seen from him before, where he has multiple games in the season with 4 or more sacks. But I think what's going to be important now is, can he maintain that sack production even through the end of the season and even when these guys are essentially out of the playoff hunt?
Now, another guy we've got to talk about on that defensive side of the ball is Carson Schwesinger, because he also is in the running for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Might be looking at a Pro Bowl. I mean, I don't even know how many linebackers, just forget rookies, I don't know how many linebackers are playing better than Carson Schwesinger right now. And so again, Mary Kay, just the theme of this season, we're talking about how great these guys have been on defense. The offense struggles. Carson Schwesinger was all over the place today and had another interception.
He really was. It is amazing to watch him and witness what this young man is doing as a rookie. It's incredible. As you mentioned, he's playing as well as any linebacker in the NFL right now. I definitely think he's playing at an all-pro level. He really is. I mean, have you guys seen a better performance by a linebacker since you guys have been covering the team? I mean, it's really, really good. And Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah was obviously a Pro Bowler and an amazing linebacker. And I think Carson has exceeded what JOK did as a rookie. And at least fans have some good things to watch on this football team, even though they're not winning.
Yeah, I mean, there was a play where Schwesinger applied the pressure to Lamar Jackson. He dumped it off to Derrick Henry, and Schwesinger caught up to Derrick Henry and made the play. Those are the sorts of things he's doing. He almost ran down Mark Andrews on that crazy the crazy quarterback sneak on the sweep play that ended up winning the game for the Ravens. Everywhere you look, you just see number 49.
Yeah, I was watching him really intently, especially those first two Ravens drives, and he had 5 tackles over those first 2 drives. I mean, it just really did feel like he was everywhere. He was lining up everywhere. I saw them, running him up the middle of that line quite a bit today as well, and continue to be so impressed with how quickly it seems the game has just slowed down for him. I think you see how cerebral he is. I mean, the fact that he's their green dot guy calling this defense, he really knows what he is looking at. And for rookies, I think sometimes that takes a bit longer, but it really just feels like he's been ready to make an impact from day one.
And of course, another great game by this defense, wasted with no offensive touchdowns. The only touchdown today coming on Devin Bush's pick six, another guy who's having a really nice season in that linebacking core. We'll cover everything that happened in this Browns loss to the Ravens at cleveland.com/Browns.